I lost everything after one mistake. One night changed my life completely. My name is Charlotte. I trusted the wrong person. Now my family won't talk to me. My job is gone. This is a hard story to tell. It makes me feel sad to remember it. But I want to tell you. I want you to learn from my life. Maybe you are like me. Maybe you trust people easily. Maybe you think everyone is good. I thought that too. I was wrong. Let me tell you about my life before the mistake. My life was very good. I am 25 years old. I lived in a big city. The city was bright and loud. I loved it. I had a great job. I worked in a big office. The building was tall. It had glass windows. From my desk, I could see the whole city. I felt important. I worked with numbers. I was good at math. My boss liked me. He said, "Charlotte, you are smart. You have a bright future." I believed him. I made good money. I bought nice clothes. I bought a fast car. I had a beautiful apartment. It had a big kitchen and a soft white sofa. I was happy. I thought I had everything. My family was proud of me. My father worked in a factory his whole life. My mother was a teacher. They did not have much money. They worked hard for me. They wanted me to have a better life. When I got my big job, my father cried. He said, "I am so proud of you, Charlotte." I sent them money every month. I bought them a new television. I bought my mother a nice dress. We were very close. We talked on the phone every day. I told them everything. Or I thought I told them everything. Then I met Mark. This is where the trouble started. I met Mark at a coffee shop. It was a rainy Tuesday. I was drinking hot chocolate. I was reading a book. A man came to my table. He was tall. He had dark hair and blue eyes. He wore a nice suit. He looked like a rich man. He looked like a good man. He smiled at me. "Is this seat free?" he asked. His voice was smooth. "Yes," I said. He sat down. We started to talk. He was funny. He was smart. He listened to me. I told him about my job. I told him about my family. He looked into my eyes. I felt special. He told me his name was Mark. He said he was a businessman. He said he had a big company. He talked about travel. He talked about expensive cars. I was impressed. I was young. I did not know much about the world. I only knew my office and my home. We met again the next day. And the next day. We fell in love fast. It felt like a movie. He brought me flowers. He took me to expensive restaurants. He paid for everything. I thought he was perfect. My friends liked him too. "He is so handsome," they said. "You are lucky, Charlotte." I felt lucky. I thought I found my prince. 3 months passed. Everything was wonderful. Then Mark started to look worried. One night we were at dinner. He did not eat. He looked at his phone. He looked sad. "What is wrong, Mark?" I asked. I touched his hand. "It is nothing," he said. But he did not smile. "Please tell me," I said. "I want to help." He sighed. He looked at me with sad eyes. I have a problem with my business, he said. It is a temporary problem. I need some money, just for a few days. The bank is closed. I need to pay my workers. If I don't pay them, my business will fail. I felt bad for him. I wanted to be a good girlfriend. How much do you need? I asked. He said a number. It was a big number. It was all the money in my savings account. It was the money I saved for a house. I can give it to you, I said. But you must pay me back next week. Of course, he said. He kissed my hand. You are an angel, Charlotte. I will pay you back double. I promise. I went to the bank the next day. I took out all my money. I gave it to him. He hugged me. I felt happy to help him. But that was not enough. 2 days later, he came to me again. He looked very stressed. He was sweating. Charlotte, I need one more favor, he said. The problem is bigger than I thought. I need more money. Do you have any more? I don't, I said. I gave you everything. Can you borrow it? He asked. Ask your parents. Ask your friends, please. My life is in danger. He said his life was in danger. I was scared. I loved him. I did not want him to get hurt. I called my father. I lied to him. I told him I needed money for a medical emergency. I felt sick when I lied. My father was worried. He sent me his savings. It was the money for his retirement. He worked 40 years for that money. I gave the money to Mark. Thank you, Mark said. You saved me. One last thing. I need to send a secure email. Can I use your computer at your office? My computer is broken. It is very urgent. I hesitated. My office was private. We had rules. No strangers allowed. But Mark was not a stranger. He was my boyfriend. I trusted him. Okay, I said, but we must be quick. We must go at night. That was the mistake. The big mistake. We went to my office at night. I used my key card. The building was empty. It was dark. We went to my desk. I logged into my computer. I will be quick, Mark said. He started typing. He typed very fast. I went to the kitchen to get some water. I was away for 5 minutes. When I came back, Mark was finished. Done, he said. He smiled. It was a cold smile. I did not like that smile. We left the office. He kissed me goodnight. I will see you tomorrow, he said. I will bring the money back. I went home. I slept well. I thought everything was fine. The next morning, I went to work. I walked into the lobby. 2 police officers were standing there. They were looking at me. My boss was there too. He looked very angry. His face was red. Charlotte, my boss said. His voice was hard. Come here. My heart started to beat fast. What is wrong? I asked. You stole from us, he said. What? I was shocked. No, I never stole. We have the video, he said. You came here last night. You brought a man. He used your computer. He transferred company money to a foreign account. He stole client data. I felt dizzy. The room spun around me. No, I whispered. He just sent an email. He stole millions, the police officer said. Where is he? I don't know, I said. I tried to call Mark. His phone was off. I called again. No answer. I sent messages. No reply. The police asked me questions for hours. They searched my bag. They took my phone. I told them everything. I told them about Mark. I told them about the money I gave him. I told them about my father's money. The police officer looked at me. Charlotte, he said, this man is a criminal. His name is probably not Mark. He tricked you. He used you. I could not breathe. I started to cry. I cried in the police station. I cried in front of my boss. You are fired, my boss said. You gave a stranger access to our system. You are lucky we don't put you in jail. But you can never work in this industry again. Go home. I lost my job. But that was not the worst part. I went to Mark's apartment. It was empty. Nobody lived there. The landlord said a man rented it for 1 month. He left this morning. He was gone. My money was gone. My father's money was gone. I had to tell my parents. This was the hardest thing I ever did. I called my father. My hands were shaking. I could hardly hold the phone. Dad, I said, I have to tell you something. I told him the truth. I told him about Mark. I told him about the lie. I told him the money was gone. There was silence on the phone. A long, heavy silence. Dad, I said, please say something. You lied to me, he said. His voice was quiet. It sounded broken. I trusted you. That money was for our future. Your mother needs medicine. We need food. You gave it to a stranger. I am sorry, I sobbed. I will pay it back. I promise. I don't want your promises, he said. I am ashamed. Do not call us. He hung up. I sat on my floor. I was alone. The silence in my apartment was loud. I lost my boyfriend. I lost my job. I lost my money. I lost my family. In 1 week, everything changed. I could not pay my rent. I had to leave my beautiful apartment. I sold my fast car, but it was not enough to pay the debts. I sold my nice clothes. I sold my white sofa. I moved to a small room in a bad part of the city. The room was dark. It smelled like old rain. There was no kitchen. There was only a small bed and a window with a crack in it. I lay on the bed. I stared at the ceiling. I wanted to sleep forever. I did not want to wake up. I felt stupid. How was I so blind? Why did I trust him? I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked old. My eyes were red. My skin was pale. I was not the smart, successful Charlotte anymore. I was a failure. For a month, I did nothing. I stayed in my room. I ate cheap noodles. I watched the rain fall. I was depressed. I waited for my phone to ring. I wanted my mother to call. I wanted my father to forgive me. But the phone never rang. My friends stopped calling too. They did not want to be around a sad, poor person. They were friends for the good times. They were not friends for the bad times. I realized I was truly alone. One morning, I looked at my wallet. I had $5 left. $5. That is not enough for food. That is not enough for rent. Panic hit me. My heart raced. If I did not get money, I would be on the street. I would be homeless. I need a job, I said to the empty room. I need to work. I put on my only clean shirt. I went out. I walked to the city center. I went to the big offices. I gave them my resume. They looked at it. They saw my name. Charlotte, one manager said. Are you the girl from the news? The one who helped the thief? News travels fast. Everyone knew. No office wanted to hire me. I was high risk. I was untrustworthy. I walked for hours. My feet hurt. My shoes were old. I had blisters. I felt hungry. I walked past a bakery. It smelled like fresh bread. My stomach growled. I wanted to buy a bun, but I could not afford it. I saw a sign in the window of a small diner. It was a dirty place. The sign said, Dishwasher WANTED. Cash paid daily. I looked at the diner. It was greasy. It was loud. It was not a glass office. It was not a place for a smart girl with a math degree. But I had no choice. I walked inside. The owner was a large woman named Mrs. Higgins. She had gray hair and a tough face. She was wiping a table. Excuse me, I said. My voice was small. I want the job. She looked me up and down. She saw my nice shirt. She saw my soft hands. You, she laughed. You look like a princess. This is hard work. It is dirty work. You will break your nails. I need the money, I said. Please. I will work hard. She looked into my eyes. She saw my desperation. She saw my fear. Okay, she grunted. Put on an apron. The sink is in the back. $6 an hour. You start now. I went to the back. The kitchen was hot. It smelled like onions and old oil. The sink was full of dirty dishes. There were mountains of plates, pots with burnt food, glasses with lipstick marks. I put my hands in the water. It was hot. The soap stung my skin. I started to scrub. I washed dishes for 10 hours. My back ached. My legs shook. My hands turned red and wrinkled. I was sweatier than I had ever been. At the end of the night, Mrs. Higgins gave me $60. It was cash. I held the money. It was not a lot. In my old job, I made this in 1 hour. Now, it took me all day. But it was real. I earned it. Come back tomorrow, Mrs. Higgins said. If you are not too tired. I will be here, I said. I walked home to my small room. I bought a sandwich on the way. It was the best sandwich I ever tasted. I ate it slowly. I felt a small spark in my chest. I survived the day. This became my new life. Every day, I woke up at 5:00 a.m. I walked to the diner. I washed dishes. I scrubbed floors. I took out the garbage. The garbage bags were heavy. They smelled bad. Sometimes, I got food on my clothes. Sometimes, customers were rude. One day, a man yelled at me. You missed a spot on this fork, he shouted. Are you stupid? I wanted to cry. I wanted to yell back, I am not stupid. I am smart. I had a career. But I said nothing. I took the fork. I am sorry, sir, I said. I washed it again. I learned to be humble. I learned that every job is hard. I learned that money is hard to get. I saved every penny. I did not buy new clothes. I did not go to movies. I ate simple food. Rice, beans, eggs. Every week, I went to the bank. I deposited my money. When I had $100, I sent it to my father. I put a note in the envelope. I am sorry. Here is the first payment. Love, Charlotte. He did not reply. The next month, I sent another $100. No reply. 6 months passed. My hands were rough now. My arms were strong. Mrs. Higgins promoted me. You are a hard worker, Charlotte, she said. You don't complain. You can be a waitress now. I was happy. Being a waitress meant more money. It meant tips. I worked even harder. I smiled at customers. I remembered their names. I ran from table to table. My feet still hurt, but I did not mind. I was building something. I was building my dignity. One rainy afternoon, the door of the diner opened. A man walked in. He looked familiar. It was Mark. I froze. I dropped a glass. It shattered on the floor. Crash. Everyone looked at me, but I only looked at him. He looked different. His suit was old. He looked tired. He did not see me at first. He sat at a table. My heart pounded in my chest. I felt anger. Hot, burning anger. He ruined my life. He stole my future. And here he was, ordering coffee. I walked to his table. My hands were shaking. Mark, I said. He looked up. His eyes went wide. He recognized me. He looked scared. Charlotte, he stammered. I didn't know you worked here. You stole from me, I said. My voice was low and steady. You stole from my father. I can explain, he said. He started to stand up. It was a mistake. I lost the money. I gambled it. I am sorry. Sorry, I laughed. It was a sad laugh. Sorry does not fix it. You destroyed everything. I have to go, he said. He tried to leave. I stood in his way. No, I said. You are not going anywhere. I yelled to Mrs. Higgins. Call the police. Mark tried to push past me. I grabbed his arm. I was strong now. Lifting heavy pots made me strong. I held him tight. Let go, he yelled. No, I screamed. You are not running away this time. The cook came out of the kitchen. He was a big man. He saw the trouble. He grabbed Mark. They held him until the police came. When the police took Mark away, I sat down. I shook. I cried. But these were not tears of sadness. They were tears of relief. The police told me later that Mark was a professional thief. He did this to many women. Because I caught him, they found some of his hidden money. They gave me back a part of what he stole. It was not everything, but it was enough to pay my father back completely. I took the check to my parents' house. It was a Sunday. I stood at the door. I was nervous. I had not seen them in a year. I knocked. Knock, knock, knock. My mother opened the door. She looked older. She saw me and gasped. "Charlotte." "Hi, Mom," I said. She looked at my cheap clothes. She looked at my rough hands. She saw the change in me. "Can I come in?" I asked. She opened the door wide. I walked into the living room. My father was sitting in his chair. He looked up. His face was hard. "Why are you here?" he asked. I walked to him. I put the check on the table. "I promised," I said. "Here is your money, every cent." He looked at the check. Then he looked at me. He saw my tired eyes. He saw my waitress uniform. He knew I worked hard for this. He knew I suffered. "How?" he asked. "I worked," I said. "I washed dishes. I scrubbed floors. I caught the man who stole it. I made it right." My father stood up. His eyes filled with tears. The hardness in his face melted. He opened his arms. "Charlotte," he said. I ran to him. We hugged. I cried into his shoulder. "I am so sorry, Dad. I am so sorry." "It is okay," he whispered. "You fixed it. You are my brave girl." My mother joined the hug. We stood there for a long time. The house felt warm again. The silence was gone. I did not get my old job back. I did not get my fancy apartment back. I still work at the diner. Actually, I am the manager now. Mrs. Higgins wants to retire, and she wants me to buy the diner. I am saving money for that. I live in a better apartment now. It is small, but it has a kitchen. I have a cat. I have real friends. Friends who like me for who I am, not for my money. I lost everything after one mistake. But I found something too. I found my strength. I used to think a good life was about easy money and nice clothes. I was wrong. A good life is about being honest. It is about working hard. It is about family. If you are listening to this and you feel lost, please listen to me. We all make mistakes. Some mistakes are big. Some mistakes cost us everything. You might feel stupid. You might feel alone. You might think your life is over. It is not over. Look at me. I was a girl who had everything, and I lost it. I was a girl who washed dishes and cried in a small room, but I stood up. I walked forward, one step at a time. You can do it too. Do not trust people too fast. Protect yourself. But if you fall, get up. Work hard, be humble. My name is Charlotte. This was my story. It was a hard journey, but I am proud of where I am now. I hope my story helps you. Thank you for listening.